Cruise news time. Well, Royal Caribbean has been updating its vaccine policies for the Caribbean and the US. And it's already causing some issues. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Lido Loca. I'm your host Tony, here with the latest cruise news updates. Well, happy Monday everybody. Welcome to a new week. And just on a personal note, I went to the doctor for a physical for the first time in 10 years. And this is going to be a shocker. They put me on blood pressure medicine. They said, you're too excited about cruising. We got to get that BP down. So I'm dedicated and I'm medicated and I'm hopefully here for another show. But this story, these two stories I got for you today may get your blood boiling. Look, it's a cautionary tale. I'm going to give you a couple cruise news stories and then we're going to close the show out with really what to expect as the cruise restarts. The first part of the story is that if you go to Royal Caribbean to their website and you look at their frequently asked questions, there is a question there that says, do I have to be vaccinated for my cruise? Let me pull it up here. But the gist of it is this: if you're cruising out of the United States or out of the Caribbean, you have to be vaccinated. That's right, Royal Caribbean saying that for US cruises, you have to be vaccinated. And the policy is for people that are 16 or older. They have to be fully vaccinated. And then even that policy changes on August the 1st when 12-year-olds have to be vaccinated. So if you're cruising with Royal Caribbean, there's no time on this thing. So like if you read through it, it doesn't say it ends at any point. So the assumption that you can make is if you're cruising with Royal Caribbean from the US in the near future, if it's after August the 1st, everybody 12-year-old and older have to be vaccinated. Of course, the revelation that Royal Caribbean will be requiring vaccines for US cruisers, it brings us back to the old conversation. What about Florida? What about Texas? And I would say even what about Mobile, Alabama? I don't think Royal cruises out of Mobile, but I just wanted to sneak in that Mobile was trying to pass a no vaccine passport law also, kind of matching Florida and Texas. It's interesting. Royal Caribbean CEO Richard Fain, Royal Caribbean Group CEO Richard Fain, he was interviewed by BBC this week and he talked about it. He said, yes, the path to the cruise restart is people being vaccinated, but he said, let's not get hung up on a vaccine passport, that there's plenty of people willing to volunteer their vaccine information to get on a cruise. I'm paraphrasing. Those probably are not Richard's exact words, but that is the sentiment. But look, there's got to be a workaround to this Florida thing. I don't know the path to it. I know that the governor here in Florida really intent on businesses not asking for vaccine status, but at the same time, there's got to be a lot of lawyers and people working on the cruise side that they would not be moving forward, I think. This is me, this is my idea. I don't think that the cruise lines would be moving forward, doing preparations in Florida if they did not think that there was a way around or a solution or a compromise to, satisfy, the governor here in Florida. So that's some big news, and that's story number one. Now, story number two, we're going to talk about how these new policies have already negatively impacted cruisers on the cruise that I'm going on from Nassau on June the 11th. But before I get there, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. We're trying to get to 60% people subscribed, and we're at about 56, 57%. So if you've ever thought about subscribing, please do that. Thank you in advance. All right, so here it is. We got this email on Friday about my cruise from Nassau, Bahamas, and there was a significant change to it. So first, I told you that this thing told us that we would not have to be tested to get on the cruise if we're fully vaccinated, that we would have to show our original paper vaccine card. That's what's required. No photocopies, no pictures on your phone, the original card. You have to bring that. And then another change that I didn't talk about that's already causing some trouble is they changed the age from 18 to 16. So when this cruise was booked originally, the rules were that you had to be 18. If you were 18 or older, you had to be vaccinated. That meant that anybody younger than that could get on this cruise with just a test. This email came to us on the 21st of May. The cruise leaves on June the 12th. there's only 22 days between the 21st of May and June the 12th. So dig this, if you scheduled that cruise with your 16-year-old child who is unvaccinated, and all you thought that that child had to do was to get a PCR test, well, now they have to be fully vaccinated, and there's only 22 days. You cannot get fully vaccinated in 22 days. The Johnson & Johnson shot, which is a 1-dose shot, is not approved for kids of that age, and so they've got to take the 2-dose Pfizer, and that takes about 5 weeks, 35 days, 40 days. And so you have people that are on my cruise that are saying, look, I booked under this premise that, you know, my kid would not need to be vaccinated, and now they need to be vaccinated. And it looks like there's not really an exception. You know, people are, I'm in a Facebook group, people are saying, Royal's reaching out and saying, look, you can cancel, get a full refund, or you can move their cruise. And you know how that goes. Most people can't just move their cruise. Another interesting example from that group is there's somebody who has a 15-year-old child that they booked onto this cruise. They don't turn 16 until 3 days before the cruise. So as a 15-year-old, they're fine until August. As a 15-year-old, they could get on the cruise with just a test, but the timing of it is now they're going to be 16 3 days before the cruise. No way that they can get vaccinated because there's not any shots available to them, and so they're also going to have to cancel, get the refund, or move their cruise. That certainly sucks. That certainly sucks for the people in that circumstance, and again, everything's so fluid right now. I don't see Royal doing anything other than saying we're sorry. You know, the things are changing rapidly, and you can either cancel or move your cruise, which is probably not going to be workable for a lot of people. And so there is some controversy swirling around these new vaccine requirements. And that takes us to the third part of today's show. I've said it many times. The cruise restart is going to be messy. It's going to be disruptive. And the things that we think we know, we probably don't know. And as we get closer to cruising, things will change. No fault of the families that booked this cruise for June 11th in good faith. They booked under the 18 and older vaccination policy, and then that rug just got whipped right out from under them, and it could continue to happen. And so that is my message to you. That's the cautionary tale. If you're planning on going cruising during the cruise restart, let's call it all of the rest of 2021. If you're planning on jumping into that cruise life as these cruise companies are trying to get restarted, be prepared for anything to happen. Set your expectations to like for me, I'm going to be pleasantly surprised if this cruise goes off on June the 12th. I'm still somewhere in my mind going, this is going to get canceled before we go. And every cruise that I have in 2021, that is my supposition that it probably will get canceled. And so you got to take that approach or you are going to get hurt. Let me kick it over to you. What do you think about Royal's move here requiring a vaccine? They've definitely drawn a line in the sand, joining Norwegian and joining Virgin Voyages for saying we want vaccinated cruises in the U.S. And what do you think about these poor families that now are in the lurch? How could Royal have done that differently? I don't know. I have to look at it more. Thank you so much for watching the show today. Please hit the like button or I'm coming to your place of work and I'm going to give you a wet willy. How about that? This is Tony with Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.